Cheers, y'all. Just getting some glass ready. Take a couple dabs real quick. Been working hard all day. Need a little mental break. You dig? Clean up this danger real quick. The slurper. Fucking rock it. Hope you guys are having a good day. Being positive and productive. I'm gonna hit this GMO bubblegum biscotti right now. The G-Dub Pheno. Let's go with dry dab. My favorite. The day has only started. Sheesh. What time is it where you're at, big boss? A little late in the day here. It's 1:22. My day started at fucking 6:30 this morning, though. YouTube does this weird thing where if I upload a video and go live in the same day, it doesn't like to give my followers a notification about the live. It only tells them about the upload. It's weird. All right, let's do this one. So I like this one more. That one. What's up, GLO? Saw the bean video? Nice. Yeah, it's fast track time now. Those plants don't wait for anybody. So all the little stuff that I'm like, hey, I need to finish this, I need to finish that. Like, now's the time. Because by the time I start sexing those, transplanting them, it's going to be game over. Like, I don't need to be doing any more work in the room. I'm really excited for this next run of clones. And while I have this next run of clones going, I'm going to veg out these seedlings. I'm not going to send them to flower right away. I'm going to veg them out, take cuts, and then send the cuts into flower on the next run. Next run's going to be good, though. It's definitely going to be, that seed run's going to be good. Who knows how many I'll end up with total, though. Instinct. Terps. Do you clone and run the seedlings without sexing? No, I'm going to strain G6. What is the cause of purple branches? I don't know if you're growing the same G6 as I am, but typically purple branches is stress. Either not enough nutrients, not enough light, or the environment's too fluctuating. And for me, typically I would like flower out the seeds and then like re-veg or take cuts a week into flower off of each mom, and then I'll have cuts ready when I find my winner. But I'm going to take cuts off the moms and flower the cuts, and then I'll keep the moms, and then if I'll start new moms once I find my keeper. I'm going to be sex testing them through Farmer Freeman. I don't like to waste time and energy and nutrients taking care of seedlings. I mean, I guess I could keep a male and grab some male pollen if I find a decent male and add it to my stock and just start collecting pollen for future projects. But I don't necessarily want to collect pollen off of anything other than the dessert. So, and the dessert's the one I have the most seeds of. So maybe I'll let those ones go. Maybe I'll just let them all go this time naturally, and I'll just sex them myself, save some money on the sex test, and then find my male of the dessert. Because I do want some pollen from the male dessert. I do. I love that strain. It's so good. The banana cream. Ooh. Gotta whip up this rosin real quick. It is fire looking out. Focus. You usually clone the original and flip the original since it's older. That's typically what I like to do too. However, I feel like when you do that, there's that whole debate of the clones that come off of that mother having slightly different traits than the mother itself. And then there's also not having enough plants to be able to tell. Like flipping that one plant is great, but if I could have 4 copies of that plant, it gives me a much better idea of the actual phenotypic expressions versus just trying to analyze that one. Typically, yeah, that one plant's going to be bigger, right? But still, having multiples, just, I don't know, for me, it makes it easier to see the differences. For me, space is always the biggest issue. Space is my limiting factor. So it's like sometimes I don't have the space to keep big moms, and I'd rather just keep the smaller cuts and keep making new clones. And then other times I have space. It just depends. Yeah, I feel that. I can't wait till I have like no downtime in between grows. I'm hoping that with the start of this next cycle, I'll be able to start doing that. Yeah, baby. What do you want, baby? Man, I woke up today, my body was trying to get sick again, and I'm like, no. Feel it in my throat. I wasn't ready. That's okay. I can reheat it. That's okay. I wanted to finish off this jar of Frank Rose. And then I'm going to make use of the rest of the day. I'm going to run a hardware store and get some plumbing stuff to fix the condensation catch that I have for my reservoirs. Since they're chilled, they put off a lot of condensation, and right now it's not being managed properly. It's kind of making some algae towards the bottom of the res where I have the catch. So I need to like adjust stuff, rotate stuff, put in some hard piping, make it all drain proper and faster. What do you guys got going on in your gardens today, or what's on your to-do list? Am I the only one that always has something to do in the grow room? I hope not. A lot of staking. Outdoor? Is staking a better option than trellising? Like, what's the determining factor for you when you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to use like bamboo stakes instead of the trellis? Like the size of plant, is it structure? Um, for me, like the thought of doing stakes just seems so inconvenient, having to go through and like stake individual branches, and then a lot of guys don't have like good setups for staking, so they're just stabbing bamboo through the root zone, and I'm like, damn, the plant must not like that. Like to move your pots. Yeah, for sure, I get that. So terpy, just makes me drool. It's crazy. Woo. A little spicy too. Sheesh. What size pots are you in? That was a good dab. A little spicy, but it was a good dab. Oh, that's nice. 3 4. That's not bad at all. I was thinking like more of a bushy beef, like fucking. I see a lot of people that do like 10 fucking steaks around the outside of the pot, and then they fucking make like a TP and tie them together and like like a DIY tomato cage. I don't get that. I feel like, damn, you might as well just use an actual tomato cage. Oof. But those aren't really convenient because you can't like stake one right in the middle, you know? Oh, nice. I wish I had a test area. That's got to be so nice having a separate space just to fuck off and try new stuff without ruining your flow in your main room. That's nice. What would your ideal like layout or facility setup be? Just for yourself. For me, it would be another flower room, the same size as what I have right now. Maybe a little bit more working room, but still just 6 lights. So 2 6-lighters. A bedroom with a separate clone area, like maybe a little closet for the clones. And then a storage area, a nutrient room or irrigation room. And maybe like a 2-light test room. So the 2 6-lighters, and then like a 2 or 3-light test room for pheno hunting, breeding, whatever, project room, you know. What size rooms? Why can't your mother's be in your bedroom? I think the clones definitely need a separate room. Oh, space, yeah. Isolating the rooms out is not a bad thing. Like a clone, a small clone room. Attached to the bedroom, and then a separate mother room. Or just one big bedroom that has all of that. I feel like that would be ideal. Just have all your mothers, your teens, and a clone area. And maybe have them just zoned out with a simple wall. Oh God, bruh! I walked in the room as I took a deep breath in, and I swear it felt like I just took a dab just from breathing the air in. Like, yo, that is intense. I'm gonna start venting this room out right now. Holy mo! I could taste it. I shit you not. I breathed it in and I tasted it on my lips, on my tongue. It was there. Wow. Turn this fan on high. All right. Let me get a carbon scrubber today. Yeah, you saw that? I love that thing. So fun. A little 22. Shoots pellets. Got a nice little scope on it. I can load the pellet in right there. Damn. Dude, I love it. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Desk pop? When's the last time you did a desk pop? That was intentional. I don't want to leave it ready to go like that. I think, hold on, I have the little pellets right here. Let me check. I'll tell you right now. I could be wrong. Where to go? Maybe I don't have them right here. I don't know where they went. Here they are. No, sir, you were right. 100%. It's a 17. My man knows his shit. Dude, I don't know. I bought it to buy some rats. To shoot some rats. I have big, huge desert field behind my house. And because I have these dogs that like to shake their dog food everywhere on the floor and leave it when they're in a shitty mood, I was getting these field mice that were coming into the backyard. And then it was driving the dogs crazy because they would climb up on the wall and get away from them. Sometimes they'd get them, but sometimes they'd get away. One day there was a big one, and he like climbed up into like the awning area of the house, and I was like throwing rocks at him to get him down. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I had something I could fucking blast your face off with. The next day I went and bought that thing, and I went out to the backyard that same night, and I baited him with dog food, just scattered fucking kibble around the yard and waited for him to pop his little fucking head out. And then I spent like 10 minutes dialing in the fucking, getting it zeroed out. Once I had it zeroed or close to it, I finally caught his ass. The motherfucker's here. So satisfying. It's like, you motherfucker. Yeah. I had to fight my inner demons to not shoot the fucking cats that keep shitting on my front yard. I won. I won that intrusive thought. I didn't let it win. However, there might be some cats running around fucking mouse traps on their feet in the next week or two. Bigger body to get rid of. Goddamn ducks. I don't know if I can shoot a duck. So how does it work? If you shoot a duck, do you got to go and like pick up the body, or can you like how? You can't just fucking be blasting the motherfuckers and just leaving them around, right? Or do you call somebody to come clean it up? Or like, oh, here, I'll take that. It's pretty warm out today, but I'm so glad it's finally starting to cool off, man. So glad. I gotta, I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do. I need to get some black line for the condensate pumps because using the clear line, the water in there eventually gets algae and it's gross. So I want to do black tubing from the condensate pump to my tray where it drains down the tray and away. And the easiest way, honestly, would be if I just got another condensate pump and I ran two of them, one underneath each reservoir, rather than trying to like plumb them all, both to one. It's not that it's not possible, but it's more work. And I'd rather spend the extra 25, $30 on an extra condensate pump than fucking deal with the $10 in plumbing pieces and the 30 minutes of bullshit and still having drips. All right, so I don't worry about my expenses. I know a lot of people do, but the reality of the situation is I don't grow for profit. I grow for personal use. I consume a lot. And so I don't really care what my expenses are. Whatever my costs are, they are, right? It's still cheaper than me paying for product elsewhere and also the quality being shit. Quite frankly, I don't trust very many people's product. I got trust issues because it's too easy to be gross and not clean and have bad practices and not tell people and lie. So I usually try to only smoke my own shit. So that said, I don't worry about it. I can tell you this. I have my 6 light grow room and my little veg room and my hash shed, which stays at under 45, 24/7, 365. And I have a 2-story house with a separate central AC system for upstairs and downstairs. And then I've got a pool with a spa. So other than that, I don't really use a lot of electricity inside of the home. I do have solar on the house. And so what happens is I don't really have a monthly breakdown until the end of the month. And then even then, I don't true up on my bill until the end of the year. So I really pay like $10 to $15 a month, which is just a service fee. And then at the end of the year, they tell me how much energy I used versus how much solar I generated and give me my final bill. Now they track it month to month, and it's roughly about, depending on how often I leave the actual shed AC running and everything, and if the room's fully up and running or if it's just like vegging, it'll be between $600 to $1,000 a month. But again, that's for the entire house, the grow, the shed, the pool, the spa, everything. So it's pretty good. Like this year, I think my bill is about 10K, maybe 11K right now. A couple more months left. So, it's not that bad, considering everything that I'm doing here. 3K for 3 months. Yeah. So you're going fucking same shit, you know? Yes, I do use the lowest time of use rate that I can, but at the same time, I have solar. So the way that it works for me is because I don't store energy. Like my house has a lot of solar on it, but it's never gonna create more energy than what I'm actually using, right? It's just not gonna happen. So because of that, um, it's more critical for me to make sure that I'm running majority of my equipment when my solar is generating energy because it's not a worthwhile investment for me to have a battery, right? I would only be storing like the most minimal amount of energy, like maybe, maybe. So having a battery just doesn't make sense. So for me, it's more important that I run my lights during the day. So I try and turn my lights on usually between 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. And then they run, for however long I need to. Once I'm in flower, it's typically sunrise to sunset almost. But I also have to work that around my kid's schedule and my work schedule so that I always have time to be in the garden when the lights are on. Running at night is typically more costly for me um, because of, like I said, at night I would definitely be operating off of grid power 100%. At least during the day, if I run, remember, nothing else during the house is running. Like maybe a TV, the regular appliances that are on 24/7, and that's it. My kids are young. There's not like stereos blasting. There's not 10 TVs on, So realistically, it's like my choices are run my shit when solar is being generated or don't. I'm going to run it when solar is being generated. That way, at least majority of my usage is being powered by the solar, right? Um, if you're not running off of solar, your situation is different. If you're running off of grid power, then running at night is probably going to be cheaper, right? But if you're running off of solar, then and you're not storing your solar power and then using it at night, then it's better to operate when your solar is generating so that it can provide most of the energy that's being called for. You have solar and you're running at night, well, or do you have a battery? Are you storing the energy? Tesla batteries are a bad investment. So, dirty, just before you go all fucking crazy with all this random information, my uncle is a fucking bachelor's of science electrical engineer who's worked for SoCal Edison for several years and now is the head engineer for a college, Cal Baptist, right? While he was working at Edison, he did a lot of different calculations for them based on solar conversions and basically all the different energy savings that they could offer. He was the one that went around to different companies and calculated their offset from switching from HID to LED. So he did a lot of grow operations. He did a lot of colleges. He did a lot of stuff like that, right? And one thing that he told me, because I asked him if I should get a Tesla battery, and he said it is extremely, extremely rare that he's done a survey and found a use case where the return on investment was under 20 to 25 years. And like, he's like, unless you just have money like that or you're generating a ton of solar, he's like, he told me if I were to outfit the other half of my roof with solar, then it would potentially be worth it. But it doesn't make sense. Multi-setup DIY. Yeah, but I mean, that's not really feasible for most people. I mean, I would DIY that, and I consider myself smarter than the average bear. Power is a scary thing to fuck with. That's cool. Hydro dam. That's awesome. We have a bunch of wind farms here in Southern California, but I mean, don't help me none. Okay, look, double dab. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know what your cost per kilowatt hour is. I don't know the different energy rate plans that are offered by your local, utility. You would have to compare numbers, but generally speaking, Your solar, if you're not storing the energy, it's only helping you when it's collecting sun energy. You can go out to your panel and see when it's generating, right? At night, it's not going to be generating. Okay. So if you're running all of your operations at night and you're not generating solar, then that means you're running all of your usage off of grid power. So the best thing for you to do would be to have your high usage time be when your solar panels are actually generating and contributing to your power. Um, and, and here's the thing, like GLO, like investing in more panels didn't make sense for me because it's a huge investment compared to the actual cost of the energy bill, right? Um, and again, I still wouldn't be banking power, even if I doubled my solar panels, because this is not a regular, like residential house that just doesn't do anything. Because I'm actually utilizing a lot of power, I'm not going to be storing anything still. I'm still going to be in excess of what I'm generating. So adding more panels, yeah, it's going to help offset my cost. If I doubled my panels, it would be a pretty good offset still, but it's still not going to store anything. So a battery still wouldn't make sense. No, I know you don't ever just run off of your panels alone, right? They look at what you generate versus what you are using, and they offset it, right? That's what I was explaining before. I don't know if you were in here. That's what I was explaining at the end of my 12 months. I true up, right? Because they tell me what I generated total for the year versus what I consumed total for the year, and then it's offset. What are you talking about? I should shut up and listen for a second. Let me take a dab while you explain it to me. Educate me, big dog. Let's go with this one. Excuse me, what's up, FPV? Look at your time of use, is what I would do. Look at your time of use. Typically, you're going to find that it's cheaper during specific times. Your off-peak hours are going to vary based on your location, right? Like, for example, when I lived in a more, I don't know what the fuck you call it, rural? Yeah, more rural area, the off-peak times were not the times that you would expect. It was not like evening to like early AM like it is in a more urban or metropolitan area. It was opposite. The off peak hours were like during the day when they expected everybody to be at work, and I don't know. It was different. Yeah, you just go on your utilities website. Like I'm SoCal Edison. I don't know if you're PG&E or SoCal Edison or whatever the other ones are. But just go to your website. Generated the grid, regressive in the car, and the calculator you use for switching it. Yeah, on the same page, GLO. San Fernando Valley, I'm not sure what utility that is. But look at what your time of use is for your lowest rate. Edison? Yeah, so like, I'll look it up right now and I'll show you. Let's do this. This is a fun exercise. All So rate plans. So they have time of use and tiered, okay? So it says here, time of use, okay? Electricity prices are typically lower early in the day, overnight, and on the weekends. Bills may be higher during the summer, but overall annual energy costs can be lower. The new time of use, 4 through 9 p.m. and 5 through 8 p.m. plans offer low prices while the sun is shining and solar power is contributing to the grid. So they have different plans, and it's based on what the season is and the time, like they said. So this one's like summer, weekdays 4 through 9 is the highest rate. So they have 4 through 9, and they have 5 through 8. So one's just longer, essentially. And then they have one that's prime. You know, that one allows super off-peak and off-peak rates at a lower rate. So, I mean, that's time of use. And then the tiered rates are there too. That's based on how much you use. I'll send you the link to this. Tier 3, probably. From 8 to 8. Yeah, I mean, there's no one right answer for everybody. It depends on your setup and so many different things, where you live, the cost, all that. Anyways, I hope that helps. I would say solar is worth it in California as long as you don't live too close to the coast. If you live like in a desert area like me, it's extremely worth it. Like almost every single house up here is built with solar now. I think they even made that like a law or something that all new houses come with like a minimum amount of solar. Yeah. My man said I was running 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. definitely paying full price. Look, dude, best thing you can do is call Edison. Like, people grow at their spots now. You don't have to tell them you're growing. Just tell them, like, hey, I'm trying to pick the best time of use plan for me. And, tell them, hey, I have a decent amount of power usage, but I have solar, and I'd like to know what's going to be the cheapest option for me for my plan. And they'll probably ask you, well, when do you probably use most of your equipment? You have a workshop, you work on cars, you have a garage with power tools or something. Doesn't matter if they even ask. And then just be like, oh, I'm flexible with when I work. I just want to make it as cheap as possible and figure out if I'm going to operate a day or night. And I'd like your help in making that determination. And they can fucking walk you through it and give you the best fucking answer. And most of the time, the people that you talk to on the phone aren't trying to fuck you over and take your money, because they don't get paid more just because you're paying more on your bill. So they're usually pretty helpful in trying to help you actually lower your bill, and just ask them to help you out. Said you were mining? Yeah. That's funny. You know, like usually as long as you're paying your bill, they don't really question it nowadays. Like a couple of years ago, yeah, if you had abnormal usage in a residential neighborhood, they'll send you notices and they'll let you know, hey, you're using this much power. You're compared to your neighbors are using this much power on average. You know, I don't really get those at all anymore in the past like 2 3 years. And then also, they've never sent anybody out here because I always pay my bill. So I believe it, dude. I believe it. It's expensive, man. I remember we accidentally had our fucking pool heater run for like a week or two straight, and I didn't know. And the whole pool was like 90 degrees, 95 degrees. Our electric bill was fucking insane. Our gas bill was insane. I was so pissed. Oh, I was so pissed. Make sure you're killing it in production, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's best just to call and ask. That's what I did. I just asked my uncle though because he used to work for them, so I spoke to him about it. And he told me, put me on game. Oh, that was a good pop. All right, let's do this. Uno mas, and then I'm gonna go and do some more work. Gabaroni. That's empty. Let's take a goober out of here. I have some hash I need to finish smoking too. Pull it out of the freezer for later. Oh hell yeah, Tony, get that shit, man. I know you're stoked. Stoked. I need to knock out another wash. Hold on, I gotta check something real quick. Sorry, I'm editing some code right now. One of my clients hit me up and said something's not working. So I am taking a look at it real quick. AC1, cool on. Context data. AC1, cool one, override. Cool one status, cool. Fan status. Um, all right, I don't see anything wrong with this. I gotta see for myself that it's not working. Let me give you guys a call real quick. Hold on.
Hello?
Yo.
Hey.
I am looking at the code right now. I'm not going to change anything yet. Let me pull up the dashboard. You said you don't have cool?
Yeah, AC1. The fan kicks on, but there's no cool to it.
Is it only on right now because you guys turned on the override?
Let me check. Yes, I'm gonna turn it on. Just make sure they're working.
Oh, okay.
And then I did it by here. I'll turn off the override. Just that override is the only one on right now. And then I also set it by the setting, and it wasn't.
So let me. Can I turn it off?
Yeah, turn it off.
Okay.
They're just they're messing with the reheats on 4 and 5. That's where they're set to cool, but that's it.
I won't mess with those.
Okay.
Somebody's playing with the light intensity?
Yeah. He is right now.
Okay. Let me know when he's done, because every time he does that, it pops up on my screen and it stops me from doing what I'm doing.
No, he's done. Okay. We had a light out, so he fixed it, checked it.
Okay. Works. So let's see. Light on settings. Cool 1 is set to 85.
Yeah. I mean, I set it back up, but
okay.
I had it low at like 60, and then
okay.
The fan kicked on, and then we tried override. Same thing.
Okay, hold on one sec, Josh. I'm gonna go ahead and lower it. I'm gonna adjust it, and I want to see if it kicks on, and then I'll watch the code in the background. So I just dropped it to 69. It has a 2 float. And then we got to give it a second.
Cool on.
Yeah, so that worked on its own.
Let me check it, because it kicked on like on the system, but the actual air coming out was warm. It wasn't cold.
Oh, well, I mean, that's on the HVAC side. As long as the controls are working, though, that's what I can control.
Got it.
If the
it's just blowing warm air.
So yeah, I would let V know, and maybe they have that AC wired up wrong, because he wired up all the 24 volt lines on the control side, and I know he does all of those the same.
Got it. All right. I didn't know that.
Either that, or they need to charge that AC. Maybe that one's not charged with Freon yet.
Yeah, or they swapped the polarity, which they've done before.
Yeah, very possible.
All right, cool. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Later. I'll see you. Bye.
All right. Well, that's good. There was not an issue. All right. Do you have a dab right? My lawn man. If you have a dab right, it'll make your life easier, or a terpometer, or something that will help you get an accurate reading on the quartz. If you try and use an infrared thermometer, like a handheld one, it typically is not going to read very accurate. Okay. Here's the trick. Okay. As you're using this, you should also be doing the hand tech, right? Use the back of your hand and put it, about an inch away, and it's going to be unbearable. You won't be able to get that close to it, right? As soon as you're able to get like this close to it, and you feel like you can almost touch it without actually melting your skin onto the banger, that's when you know it's about ready to hit it. Okay, you should feel really comfortable about being able to do one of these numbers to it. You know what I'm saying? Once you can do that, that's how you know it's time to go in on it. Then what you do is you look at the oil as you're hitting it, and you see this little, see that brown stuff? That means I went in too hot. That was oil, what we call chazzing to the banger. You don't want that. That's too hot. You want the banger to stay nice and clean. And I'll show you, I'll go in on a proper temp on this one. I like a little bit warmer dab, so that tends to happen for me a little bit, but it's too hot. It's burning the oil and the contaminants within it. Just like if you put olive oil or cooking oil in a pan that you heat it up on the stove for too long and it just instantly burns it. You ever put butter in a pan to cook some eggs, but you already had, yeah, flash burns. Yeah, exactly. You gotta cool that shit down. I don't know if I could trust reviews from somebody that takes dabs out of their nose for fun. Seems like a paid actor. Just saying. Okay, look, you heat it up. Try and heat it up evenly. That's why I use 2 torches so that one side's not hotter than the other when I'm done. Okay, use your dab right to find the hottest spot on the banger and then keep it there. That way you know when you go into dab, even if you hit the hot spot on the banger, it's not too hot. If you measure the low point on the banger, like the not hottest spot, then you go and dab and you hit the hottest spot on the banger, or the oil rotates around and hits that hot spot, it's going to burn and you're not going to expect it. All right. Okay, this would be around 550. Plenty of clouds still. That's like water, baby. Water. Yeah, let's see if I can hold it right there for another one. And that's it. Proper temp. magically delicious. All right. Yeah, you got to definitely leave a slight puddle. Yep, now back to work, you guys. Cheers. You guys have a great day.